Cool. So back day three. I've done a lot of the more boring UI stuff um, and inventory stuff. So needed a initial setup. So basically, we've got our character. I did create a new prefab. We've got our pickups, and then we've got the HUD showing stamina and health. Stamina's not really doing anything yet, but I'll integrate that. We can pick up weapons, attack. Um, if you only pick up the sword, so no shield, you can only do a 2-hit combo because the third attack in the combo is using the shield. Weapons can break, so that's new. I've never done that before. Actually, it wasn't that hard to do. Show you how to do that as well. Then we've got pickups, so you add a chest, for example, add a cloak. The cloaks in this pack are all like dynamic and stuff, so they move, all physics based, really cool. Added the inventory. I'll fix the animation stuff. I thought it was cool to do on stream because don't know if everyone knows how easy it actually is to fix these things. I modified the script of equipment, so it can now, when you click on it, it can actually display stats as well, which normally can only be done with the item view, not with the equipment view. So small tweak in the script. We displaying some stats. Can toggle the cape on and off in case you don't like it, and that can only be done, of course, if you actually own a cape, cloak, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, some properties are displayed. I did a lot of the more boring stuff, but essential stuff, but definitely more boring stuff to set up. And yeah, I love all these physics. Like the belt keeps moving. It's little things, but it's just so cool. Yeah, I really love those. The amazing pack. So yeah, what I did for the sword, basically, so the sword itself, we have a weapon health basically. So we've got weapon health in the HUD, which I'll display. So we've got weapon health. So there we go. Yay. Which is just using a basic attribute. So I added another attribute. We've got active weapon as well. So basically, depending on what weapon type we're using, it will display the icon visible. So I think longsword is like the default one, the first one. So yeah, some cool UI stuff. I mean, cool. I think it's pretty nice. So let's continue. So inventory. Let's add the rest. So in the process of just setting up a bit more armor, and then we can drop it all in and yeah, basically have it all set up. Legs. Yeah, I should just call this leg armor. I got my icons from a character pack. What is it called? An icon pack, clean flat icons. They're definitely not the best for RPG type ish game or having a lot of loot, but they're clean and minimalistic, which is the theme I'm going for. Yeah, we can keep those values. So I'm working with like multiple defense stats and things like that. So I have to make sure that the properties you set up reflect that as well, so it's actually visible when you play the game. There we go. And then the description, which is something that is so easy to forget. Boots, arms, and then the icon. There we go. Cool. And then once you've set up a couple of pickups, so I've got a couple here, you just need to modify that. I'm not sure I'm even going to keep the look of this, at least for armor. Might be that you just loot them from bodies. Would make sorry about that. Would make a lot of sense to just loot it from bodies, but at least for the weapons to be on the ground. Might change that, who knows. There we go. Arms. Not sure you would call it like this, but it's actual armor that goes over your clothes, so I guess it makes kind of sense to call it like this. Conditions, we're adding there we go. So yeah, the weapons can break, but I still need to set that up for the armor as well. But it will be handled slightly differently. For the weapons, it's just so easy to do. Unfortunately, it's not for... Hey, good, thanks. It's day 3. Didn't get to do as much yesterday as I wanted to, but that's all right. Leg armor. Oh. There we go. Let's have a look. So I'll put that here for now. So yeah, no level design or anything yet. I'm really focusing purely on the armor. I need to see though what mesh is being used. Actually, I'll just take this multiple parts, so it's not that easy. There we go. So yeah, of course I'm converting it all to just normal static meshes for performance. Skin mesh, especially if there's an animator attached, has a big impact on performance. So if you really don't need to use it, then just really don't use it. Get rid of all these LEDs as well. I'll just need the one. Actually, that might not be the smartest thing. LEDs is actually quite good for performance, but hey, it's alright. Then here, filter, and a mesh renderer, and then we can just swap it out. Go, and armor leg, and armor leg. Perfect. Okay, get rid of this now. Yeah, of course the skin mesh is still attached. Oh, I was thinking like, why is this not? Yeah, there we go. Let's go got the skin mesh. Let's get rid of that. And then positioning. Let me quickly create a parent. There we go. Cool. Turn it around. Of course, it makes a lot more sense for this to be on the floor because they're greaves, right? Sort of greaves. Something like this. Yeah, cool. And get rid of this, and we've got our pickup. Pretty good. Nice. Yeah, so for this one I'm not really doing much. I mean, of course the setup is not that vastly different. I'm not really doing much on character customization, but let me actually quickly show you what I'm doing. So the whole point of this, like Aftermath, you need to scavenge a lot. The whole point of this will be everything is temporary. So if I open my inventory now, I only have equipment slots. There's no menu here for the rest of your items, so it's only just menu equipment slots. And then if I pick up something, so you know, okay, sword of course, but pick up armor, even the cloak, and I think, I'm not sure if I added, okay, let me just keep it like this because I'm not sure if I changed everything. So now you'll see the cloak as well, which once you have it, you can just toggle in case you don't like it. And then I slightly changed the script of the equipment UI, so that now when you click on it in the equipment UI, you can actually display details as well, which for some reason normally is not possible, so it's just not an option. So I had to slightly change the script so we can actually display details when clicking on equipment. Which I do think is cool because, you know, you see your stats change, things like that. So it's cool to actually display all of the details. So let me quickly show. So if we go to equipment, so yeah, I do have items here because physically it needs to be there for the system to work. It's just using a canvas group to completely make it invisible and not interactable. So it's there in the background because otherwise the system doesn't work. You just don't interact with it because the whole point of this is that you can't have, you know, multiple things. And then for the equipment slot, normally you don't have select here, so you only have nothing, unequip, use, and dismantle. And select is only optional with the items script. So I just took it from the item script, to be honest. Didn't make much of a change. Just took the method from the item script, a couple of small changes, and now we can use it for this as well. So yeah, really nice. So quite a simple setup. And let's have a look here. So we are adding boots. Okay, that's good. Wasn't sure if I already did that. And yeah, this is arms as well. Just need to add a new prefab here. Thanks. Yeah, I try to keep it simple. Then I think the next big step will definitely be so for weapons, the health, the weapon health system is actually incredibly simple. So when you pick up a weapon, so add blah blah blah. So then the moment you equip it, or is it here? It will set the attribute weapon to 100. Can even make this variable, so you can I will actually do that, so it will be variable so that the weapons you pick up don't always have the same amount of health. Some will have 80 health, some will have 60. You can randomize that quite easily actually. So I will definitely do that a bit later on. But first I need to set up like a health mechanism for the armor, because that's not as easy. And then weapon health, when you look at on the player, where is it? Combat. So on attribute change weapon, weapon health. Where is it? So if it reaches 0, it will instantiate like a VFX effect, and then for now it will just unequip the sword. That's it. But once I add the other types, it will just unequip everything, because you can only hold one weapon at the same time anyway, so it doesn't matter. And every time you pick up something new, that value gets reset. So it's a really simple structure for something that might seem a bit more complex, but it's actually incredibly simple. And then on hit for the weapon, so I think for now I only added it to 1 skill maybe. Where are we with the skills? Oh yeah, there we go. And that's all it does. It just subtracts health, and that's it. I might lower this value because it's maybe a bit aggressive, but yeah, we'll just lower the value. I could even randomize this. Might actually not be a bad idea to randomize this value as well. And yeah, that's it. So basically only when you hit, so not when you swing, but only when you hit, the health of your weapon will lower, and then it will break, and you need to find something else. Which does also mean I'll add some basic melee as a default if you don't have a weapon equipped, so that you're not completely useless if you don't find anything. But yeah, quite a simple setup actually. For armor, I think it will be a bit more difficult, because I want every type of piece to have its own health value. So yeah, not sure how that will go yet. Might actually be really similar. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it yet. Anyway, armor arms. Okay, let's have a look. That's a lot of separate pieces. Okay. We're not all using the same. I don't know. Different materials. Okay. Did not expect that. Let's get rid of the lots. Yeah, maybe I should have kept them, but impact on performance shouldn't be that big with just a couple of static meshes. It shouldn't be, at least. Okay, so let's drag that in. yeah, this is just for the pickup, but I might change it so this actually works with when you loot the body, you can actually pick these things up. Would actually be quite easy, much easier actually. So yeah, I'll still need to do that. Yeah, so what I'm doing now is I'm replacing, because this is a static pickup, so I'm replacing all of the skin meshes with static meshes, because that will increase, will really help with performance, because yeah, unfortunately, it has quite a bit of an impact if you there we go. Quite a bit of an impact on performance if you leave everything skin mesh, especially if you don't need it. Okay, so obviously normally I should have had a different mesh for this, but just going to cheat a bit. It will look like this, and then the other one is just going to be in the ground, which is fine because you can't see it anyway, so who cares. But yeah, ideally you don't have to do any of this, you just have a better mesh. I could have done that, there's like some assets to split meshes, but it's a game jam, so I don't have time for stuff like that. There we go. So now we've got all of the the basic initial pickups, I think. So let's try if it all works. So yeah, if I open the menu now, there's no toggle cloak or anything. Then if I pick up the weapon, you'll see the health of the weapon. This is your defense value. Also custom script, I shared that on the Game Creator Discord actually. And then I can't block because I don't have a shield. And I can only do a 2-hit combo because I don't have a shield, and the third and fourth part use a shield. And then you see the value go down, and then it will break and no more weapon. That's basically it. Armor, cape, and you see all the pieces attached now. I'll open up the menu so you can better see it. Love these animations, really cool. Anyway, I still need to tweak this animation as well. The default where he's just holding it like that. It's the problem with not having a unified system in Unity. There will always be some clipping depending on your model. Now here I can inspect, and my defensive values actually change a lot as well, if you could see that. So yeah, really cool. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with this setup. Really basic, but does everything it's supposed to. So yeah, pretty cool actually. Yeah, quite happy with this. So let's actually let me tweak that animation just so to show you how quite simple it actually is in if you have the right assets, of course. So I'm using UMotion Pro, and UMotion Pro allows you to tweak animations. That's basically what it does. And pose editor. By the way, when I say simple, I don't mean like, oh, you can just now change 2,000 animations in no time. I'm not talking that simple, let's not exaggerate. But for just like for one here and there, instead of having to look for something else, it's actually pretty amazing. Yeah, that looks terrible. Anyway, that's fine. So then here you need to drag in not the character script from the from Game Creator, the one with the actual animator. So you drag it into the pose. Oh no, first you need a project. Sorry, humanoid project. Yes. Then we drag in create configuration. Okay, so we've got the setup. Now don't worry, it's not going to affect like your script. Your character will all remain the same. And then here in config mode, make sure you do IK setup wizard. Yes, great. Okay, because I prefer using just IK especially for stuff like this. Then we need to import the animation, and it's good to check it out because I actually don't remember where it is. There we go, idle 4. I'm going to duplicate this just to drag it out. And let me just drag it here for now. There we go. So yeah, then in UMotion, import the clip, inventory, idle. There we go. I turn on FK to IK because then it will automatically adjust, which is pretty sweet. Not sure what this is. It's actually really annoying. I have no clue what that is. Wonder if we can. There's no disabling it. This is actually really bothersome. Okay. There we go. So yeah, the problem in the animation. Let me turn everything off right now. The problem in the animation, as you can see, is simply the hand placement. So the hands are placed wrong. So if we play this, everything looks great, but the hands are wrong. And that's because Unity just doesn't have unified rigs. Unreal has them. A lot of downsides to that as well, don't get me wrong, because Unreal's animation system is not far from perfect as well. But yeah, it does mean you need to tweak stuff, and yeah, that kind of sucks. So if we just take actually the transform of the hands and just actually, I'm doing this. I have no idea how you would stand like this actually. How would you? Just gonna hold your hand or something? Actually not sure. Yeah, this will be under though. So only the top one will be visible when you're holding. Okay, something like that. Not perfect, but if you look at it from the front, that seems to make sense. You can't see the thumb. And then this one clipping through, which is, oh, I messed up by the way. You need to do generate here in order to make actual changes. There we go. That's why it was red. And then this hand, actually when I hold it like this, I don't know, I don't think anything is really visible. So I'm just gonna make sure it doesn't clip. And because this is just for my menu, right? Like it doesn't have to be anything else. So it just needs to, you know, needs to look good. There we go. That's pretty much, that's that. So obviously that's just a one frame. However, I'm pretty sure there won't be any other changes anyway. So let's have a look. That's hand left, and then I'm pretty sure I can just remove everything else. Okay, if I play this now, because the rest of the body moves, yeah, that works. Obviously you can do a better job, but I think that's a tiny bit exaggerated for a, I see I moved clavicle as well, my bad. Should not have done that. Okay, and I always make sure we have it at the end as well, just to have no interference. Okay, now we need to do that other hand, are you? And then yeah, again, this time make sure I don't touch the clavicle one, and then just keep it like this. There we go. There is some tweaking, isn't there? We didn't have that when I did clavicle one. Shit. Okay. It's fine for this. For the other hand, in this one you do notice it a bit. So we just adjust it a tiny bit, so the hand moves along. I think we'll have the same here. I think there's some repeat here. Then we'll have this frame somewhere in the middle. I'm not going to pretend it's perfect, but it's good enough. So export. Didn't define a folder, so let me define the folder. Same one, and then rename it idle v2. There we go. And that's it. And that's how you can tweak animations, especially for idle stuff like this. Is easy. I'll be fair, locomotion animations, not so not so much. But like stances, holding a weapon, things like that, it's actually really easy to tweak with your motion. Anyway, so I'm going to do clear now. I'm going to go to this character just to show you like nothing really changed. So it's still the same character, all the same. So all good there. And then on the character we make sure that we select our new animation, idle v2, and here you just have to be sure that you select it all, and I think we're good. So let's try this in play mode and see if we successfully updated the pose of the inventory character. There we go. Yeah, I think because of the armor there's actually some clipping. That's a shame. That's annoying. Or there's no clipping, maybe, I actually don't know. Let's have a look at the actual character. Technically there's no clipping, but what is this? Oh, no, there's actually no clipping, it just looks like it, but his hand is actually correctly under it. Just looks a bit odd. Might not be the best pose. Oh well. It's a difficult it's a difficult one, because technically he's not really clipping, is he? Yeah, still looks a bit odd though. I don't know. I'll keep it for now. So yeah, we got that. So let's now set up the health of the armor pieces as well. So just like the sword, it will break. And I need some default melee for when you don't have a weapon. Cool. Where's my player? There we go. So I think I'll just have to create a stat for every piece, which is not the biggest deal, to be honest. But I don't know where I house them anymore. Weapon HP, there we go. So HP, and then armor, chest. I don't need any new formulas, that's all fine. Don't need names for this. Oh, I do need names for this actually. Yeah, that's pretty dumb. Oh no, I just need names for the attributes. Never mind. So we've got armor, chest, and then we do need to change the ID. It doesn't show you an error, but it will create an error. So important to keep in mind that it might not show a an error in with the ID, but it really messes up things if you don't do it. Armor arms. Armor arms. And then armor legs. Yeah, that's it. Still need to do helmets, but for helmets I have like so many different models, so for now I'll keep it. Armor legs. But I'll already create the attribute just to already have it. But I'm not creating an actual item yet. Armor legs. And then, yeah, it just, I mean, armor head, technically, it's not helmet. Head. And armor head. Cool. So we're using the normal health formula. There's no different formula here. That works the same. We just need different attributes. Cool. There we go. So let's call this armor arms HP. That's fine. Make sure you drag in the correct stat. And AA. I know that can't stand for something else, but there we go. I'll mess around with these names because I do want them to be visible in the menu at some point. So I'll mess around with the names later. As long as I can just identify them for now, that's all that really matters. And let's keep this simple. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bit too long. There we go. Which one is this? Head. And then legs. There we go. So we've got this. And then AL. Cool. Bit tedious stuff like this. It's not fun setting this up, but you know, well, you have to do it. Cool. So now we have to make sure that we reference this on the player class. So his class needs to have both. So that's quite important. Don't forget that. You need to have both the attribute and the actual stat. There we go. Let's unlock this. And there we go. Cool. So far my setup is the same as for the health of the weapon, so it's actually so far really not that different. I think I'm actually going to set up a lot of it the same. Actually, I'm really wondering how any of this was any different, to be honest. For some reason in my head when I set this up yesterday for the weapon, I thought it wouldn't work for armor, but it might. Not sure. I think I remember the problem. Yeah, okay. I think I remember the problem now. Anyway, we'll get to that. So we need the weapon, longsword. So this is what we do when we set it up, right? So when we pick up the item, it will just set the value to 100. Might actually do something different. Let me do that straight away. So we're going to create a variable. Weapon. Oh, I'm actually not participating for to be able to win. I'm just participating because I like doing this. But mine actually is not official. It doesn't count. Because I'm in the jury. So yeah, I'm doing one, but it won't count anyway. So don't have to worry about that. I'm going to do pick up health. So, because I think I can use the same value for everything. No, not number. So that will be okay. Let's have a look. Thanks. It's I normally never really do either top down or half top down. I don't know how you call it. That view and breakable armor weapons. It's something that was asked quite often if I could do something like that. So I was like, you know what? Let me try. Let's see if it's any fun. I think in this setting it will be fun. I think in a typical RPG I find it annoying. I didn't like it in Zelda. I didn't like it in The Witcher. But I think it matches the theme because it's all about scavenging. Aftermath of a battle. It's a total mess and you need to scavenge. So I think it actually makes a lot of sense to have those mechanics of things breaking and you need to constantly scavenge to survive. Just seems to make a lot of sense actually. Anyway, yes. So then let's pick this up and then add it to here as well. So it's not a fixed value. Oh no, not on the cloak. The cloak will be a one-time pickup, if you find it pretty cool and you can just toggle it on and off. It's not actual armor. Just need to reference the right attribute. So what is this? Chest. This is boots or legs. Should be a bit more consistent in my naming conventions. It's actually not that smart. And then arms. Okay. Yes. And then where is that value set actually? Thinking about it. Oh yeah, okay. And then we set the value when we actually pick it up, right? So let's try that. I'm not sure if this works, but anyway, let's try. It is almost 11 a.m. I'm not British, but I live in the UK, so set number. That's why it's quite sunny at the moment. Okay, so we're going to set this value, and then I know random is here somewhere, just don't remember where. Is it called between decimals or something? Shit, I don't remember. Let me look it up. So random range. There we go. Perfect. So maximum value will be 100, and the minimum value will be 55. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. So this should be the first one. So that should happen first. Let's see if this works. That would be pretty cool. Even though I'm not displaying it anywhere yet, I can display it in. I can view the results on the player, so I can test straight away if this works the way I want it to work. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know I've been slipping a bit with weekly videos. To be fair, that's because I had to update quite a lot of my assets as well, and it's not my full-time job. This, I wish. So yeah, time is unfortunately a bit limited. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, of course you can. I speak 3 languages, but Spanish is not one of them. Okay, so right now they're all set to 100 from the start. So I'll not sure if it's relevant to tweak that, because I don't think it will have any impact. But let's see. I don't think it's actually relevant. Okay, so if I pick up the sword, okay, 63. Okay, that's randomized. That's cool. 94, 92. Damn, why is it so low on the sword? 55. Okay. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so now all of the pickups will randomly have random health values, which is incredibly cool. For a living I do something else entirely. I work for an insurance company, so yeah, nothing to do with any of this. But as a hobby, I've been messing around with making games since Unreal 4 just got released. There was not even any proper documentation on Hello. There was hardly any documentation on blueprints at the time, for example, like close to nothing. Before that, before actually really working with the game engine, I did some modding for Skyrim, modding for Crysis, so I use CryEngine as well. So it's always been a hobby, but never my main job. Okay, so cool. We got randomized health values on pickups, which is awesome. Things will break, and now we need to make sure that armor can break as well. So yeah, pretty cool. The impact it will have is, of course, for armor, is it adds defensive stats. Game Creator 2 has a language localization system, at least pertaining to its own modules. Sorry. So, for example, dialogue, quests all have language localization built in. Check the documentation, because I'll be fair, I haven't used it much. But yeah, check in the documentation, it's in there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, shoot me a message on Discord or email. That would be interesting. Anyway, so back to my process. So what I'll need to do now is that if the player gets hit, so we've got if we attack, but if, yeah, how am I going to do this? I'm not sure yet. So I think, let me create some temporary actions just for testing. Yeah, I think, damn, I'm not sure. I think it's actually going to be quite simple. I think it's just the same as this. So on the player ones, it will subtract health, and it will just do it for all of them. So if the enemy hits the player, then it will just subtract the attribute. I think it's really that simple, to be honest. I don't think there's anything else to it, because you have different values. Maybe not 10, maybe that's a bit much. I'll need to do it based on the damage formula I'm creating anyway, so that doesn't matter. So this value is completely temporary. That's going to be variable as well, by the way. I think it really is that as simple as that. And then on the player, I need to make sure that we have a yeah, let's create a new trigger, separate. Let's house this all together. Trigger damage. Let's do it like that. Nice, thank you. Yeah, Game Creator 2 is I'll be fair, is a big improvement over the first one. When just the core came out, you could see the potential, but you were still like, you know, you can see the potential, but it doesn't really mean much because you're used to Game Creator 1 with tons of modules. But yeah, especially Melee 2, like, you know, completely convinced me. It's not even close. And the Melee 1 was actually the best module for Game Creator 1 anyway. But Melee 2 is such a step up. It's pretty amazing, actually. And from what I've seen from the new Shooter 2, it's going to be equally as impressive, if not more even, to be fair. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's move this over. Move up. So yeah, let's move over those conditions as well. Yeah, and I think it's basically the exact same concept. I don't think there's any difference. So if the arm value instantiate a visual effect, and then we'll what did I call it? Armor arms. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really. I think in my head I overcomplicated how this should work a bit, but I think it's actually really simple. Oh, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. That would be awesome, man. I mean, depends on what type of game you're doing. Like, nothing, nothing not safe for work, please. But otherwise, it's really cool. Yes. And then let's have a look. The legs for now, because I didn't create a helmet yet. And then boots. Cool. I think that's pretty much it. So now, yes, you do need to create a separate trigger for all of them. You can't run it on the on one trigger or anything like that, because it needs to, and it makes sense, of course, because you need to check everything separately constantly. Otherwise, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. chest. That's this one. And then for now leg, because yeah, still need to set up helmets. For helmets I wanted a bit more variety, because like we're doing kind of top down, so the helmet is actually going to be quite prominent compared to a lot of the other pieces, so I thought it was cool to put a bit more attention in that. I mean, I don't like calling everything Souls like. I mean, it's I guess it will be quite similar. The actual combat system will be more focused on having like a lot more characters, but yeah, it will be quite difficult because you know even your armor breaks, your weapon break. But it's slightly top-down perspective, so unlike a Souls like, you know, which is typically always from above. But yeah, it will be quite hard. I think that's a good thing as well for a game jam, because I won't have time to create 100 levels or an insanely big map. So increasing the difficulty will increase playtime as it's a game jam. So it's a bit yeah, a bit cheesy to do it like that, but it actually makes sense. To be honest, I always had the impression with when I played the first Dark Souls at the time that that was kind of their concept as well. Like if we make this harder, it will just take people longer and it will increase playtime. Because I don't know, I still have the impression that was part of their goal. I might be completely wrong, of course, but I always got that impression of it. Anyway, let's try this out. Let's see if this works. So I know I didn't set up AI yet for the enemy, but we can just run these actions to see if it will break everything. This time I won't pick up the cloak, just so it's a bit more visible on the character. Again, the light might be facing the wrong way. Let's just do it in. Let's just do it like this. So let's turn around. Okay, so we've got our character. So if this is what would happen on hit of the enemy normally. We've got different health values for everything. Oh, they're all really low, so this will happen quite fast. Wow, they're all really low actually. And just to show you, by the way, this is his defense value now, 50. Okay, those break at the same time, and then if I go into play mode now, his defense value has lowered up to like completely down to 20. And then if I do it a couple more times, this breaks as well, and then his defense value, so you take more damage, is 10. Might increase the values a bit of the armor pieces you add, so it has a bit more of an impact. But yeah, I think this is actually quite cool. Maybe I was always quite kind of dumb for not seeing the value of breakable items, but I think this is actually quite interesting. And I'm not saying that just because I'm doing it. I actually, yeah, okay, I see the value now. Yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, we'll basically have this impact. So the actions I was running, you know, if the enemy keeps hitting you, then you know, it will break. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, I think this will be quite an interesting concept. Cool. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break because it's been more than an hour again, and I'll be right back. Cool. I'm back. So yeah, we've got the armor. For now, I'll skip the helmet for a bit. Not the most interesting thing to look at, so I'll do that when I'm off camera. But basically, for helmets, because you can see them a bit better, I have like 9 different types. Because, you know, it's a slightly top-down view. The helmet is definitely one of the most prominent ones. So I thought it was cool to have like proper variety. One of the things I've learned as well, with the code, basically anything that has Unity cloth script attached to it, is you can't really you can't just add it as a skin mesh renderer with the Game Creator 2 action instruction, whatever, because it will strip the script. It will just strip the script, but it would also not have any references to the character model colliders. So it wouldn't actually work anyway, even if it wouldn't strip the script, because they're local references, because well, that's how Unity cloth works. So what I had to do for the cloth is actually really different. So on the player, the cloth is always there. Let me show you. So it's always there, but it has a global variable attached to it that simply enables or disables the object. So like I said, it's always there, because otherwise you can't have the cloth script. And as you can see, it has local references, so you have to take this approach anyway. So then what the inventory item actually does compared to everything else, so with these, you know, it adds the skin mesh, blah blah blah, but with the cloak, all it does is it toggles the bull cloak on or off. And yes, technically you could do this with everything, except in my case, I couldn't, because I'm actually literally breaking the meshes, because they can break, so you need to reattach them constantly. So yeah, that's why I'm taking this this approach. I mean, technically you could turn it off, maybe, I don't know, but it's for the cloak you have no choice but to do this if you want to keep it physics based. For all the other pieces, using skin mesh is just a really clean approach, especially if you have a lot of armor. You know, you'd want to have different ones, and you don't want to make the character model too heavy with tons of skin meshes that are by default animated. You know, it becomes a bit messy. So anyway, so now I'm going to go over to actual combat. And what I'm doing for that is I'm literally just using my own system from Easy Template Kit, which is apparently here. What on earth did I copy over? Okay, so I copied over this. Okay, there we go. I was about to say, like, let's have a look. So there we go. I'll put this a bit further in the scene so we can actually walk to it. But yeah, basically, and the reason I'm using that, copying that over, is one, to save time, but also because you know, I already created it. Why would I have to recreate it? I know that's a bit lame, but it's not like I'm officially participating anyway. Mine doesn't count. So the reason I'm using my own system is because it's actually group behavior. So it has a additional script. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's nice to share it. I think that a big part of the reason why I started doing it is when I started using Game Creator 1, there was close to no documentation or videos at all, to be honest, except for like a couple of the official ones. I was messing around with Behavior 1 and I realized no one was well, there wasn't a lot on it, so that's why I started doing it, to be honest. It was never my intention to start making YouTube videos or anything like that. So yeah, it actually didn't start out like that. It was just because I knew it was lacking, but you know, it's obvious to see the potential with game creators. So yeah, that's why I started doing it. Cool. So let's start by replacing these. I'm going to disable this player for now, because obviously we don't need that one, because we've got our own. I just want to make sure I'm not missing out on anything that I was supposed to have on here. And then for the characters, yeah, let's start dragging in some prefabs so they actually match the current scene. And I'll walk through how this system works, because it's not that complex. Basically, this system has an additional, which I might not have copied over. It has an additional group manager, and basically the group manager dictates, it gathers dynamically at the time when you start it. It will gather. I've thought about that. The problem with doing something for Udemy is you have to do it pretty, you know, it has to be pretty perfect. Especially like I will just ramble and talk way too much sometimes, and that's fine for YouTube. I'm not pretending it's great, but that's fine for YouTube. For Udemy, I would really have to spend a lot of time making sure I don't ramble and I stick to the point. Oh no, don't be sorry for interrupting. And then I just, because of my normal main job, I just don't have the time for that. If I wouldn't have my normal job, yes, I would definitely do it. Unfortunately, sounds bad, but my normal job gets in the way. So yeah, that's a shame. Real shame, to be fair. Cool. So we'll be able to strip some things here as well, because I took a slightly different approach on several things actually. With this new setup, I think they're actually slightly better. So let's grab some prefabs, model prefabs. That's why I love this kit. Like, look at this. Like, there's, it's all one modular pack, and like, look how much has been set up. A baker, guards. I'm not even going to pronounce that. Hospitaller. Looks like a knight to me. I don't really know the difference. Hunters, and then Knights Templars, which will be the slightly bossier characters, because you know they're lords. Yeah, it's such a good pack. This looks like a good base enemy actually. I know it's, for some reason it's called Test. This looks like a great base enemy. And one of the cool things is, like, you see those little, I know it's a bit hard to see, those little things he has. Like, that's what is so good about this pack. Like, even this is physics based. So this literally has like the cloth thing. It's an attention to detail that many just don't do, and I get why, don't get me wrong. Like, it takes a lot more time to set up your character packs if you have so many physics based elements. Like, same with this one, the belt, all physics based. So I understand why a lot of them don't do it, because it takes a lot more effort, but damn, is it cool. Yeah, really nice. Anyway, so yeah, let's find some. I think Test will be a good one. I do want some variety. So in my own system at the time, I set up 3 different types. I think that will be enough for a gem project, 3 different enemy types. So let's do the Test one. Really basic, but yeah, really cool. And what I'll do is on start, it will randomly pick different hats, just so we have some variety in the model. Even though we're actually only using one model. So okay, we've got this one. Wow, it's actually pretty cool. There's so much stuff. Which one is better? Yeah, I'll be using the different weapons as well. Crusader. Yeah. Okay, let's stick to this one. I think this one is pretty cool. And then, well, we have to have Knights Templar, but I want to bring in some variety. So even though like I'll use one Knights Templar, on start they'll randomize like some of the pieces they'll be wearing. You know, just to make it interesting anyway. So this will be the heavy type. So I'll change up the weapons they're using. This will be the heavy type because I'm doing 3 archetypes for weapons. So I'm doing sword and shield or mace and shield, same category. Long weapons and yeah, dual weapons. So yeah, this will be a dual weapon dude, heavy, and the basic one. Yeah, cool. So let's create variants of these prefabs. I keep making a mistake. It's so annoying. Enemy 03 prefab. Enemy 02 prefab. And enemy 01. 01 prefab. There we go. Cool. Nice. Okay, let's get rid of them. So I'll give them the same values. Okay. We got a 1, we got a 2, and we got a 1, and we got a 3. Let's get rid of the other ones. Type 01. And 03. Go to character. Zero 2 03. There we go. Okay, let's randomize a bit. Okay, so that's one. What else can we use? Okay, so trigger on start, set active. Or on enable. Yeah, set active. And this one, what's the difference with that one? It's too small. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, at least some randomization. So I'm creating some randomization on start, so they won't look all exactly identical. It's completely unnecessary, but run random actions. I need to create the actions first, maybe that would be smart. Copy, remove, and then one. Oh yeah, of course, different actions. 1, 2, 3. Let's get rid of that. Oh. And this one will activate at random. Yeah, that's cool. So this one, and then this one will activate on random. Well, I have to have something else, like a third one. No, it's ridiculous. Yeah, this one. So yeah, adding some randomization, because I only have 3 base enemy types. I know I could do more with this, maybe I will at some point, but basically on start it will either let me make sure I select actions first. On start it will randomly activate one of the heads, so at least to have some variety. Oh shit, should have thought of that first. 3. Actions. And actions. There we go. So let's have a quick look if that works. Yeah, okay, nice, it works. So the reason they're floating like this is because these characters are NavMesh based. There's no NavMesh, so that's why they're doing this. Because they're not detecting a floor. They're not detecting a floor because they don't have. They don't have the NavMesh. Cool. So that works. And then let's copy over that logic to my other character. He's using helmets, I assume. Yeah. There we go. So trigger on enable random 3. And of course you can do a lot more, swap out, you know, a lot more. But at least this way, even though you only have 3 archetypes, it will look like you have a lot of enemy variety, while in reality you just don't. I mean you do to some degree, but they're still the same archetypes. So yeah, let's pick Death Hat. Let's turn it off by default. Oh, he has the little thing below. That's cool. That's funny. Let's find no, that's more Templar. Needs to be something a bit more basic that still fits. That is not pretty, but it does work, I guess. Yeah, I think this is better. Nasal helmets 2. Okay, and then we just need one more to activate. What is this? Oh wait, that's the one we already had. Okay, we'll take this one. They're not, our player's supposed to look cool. They don't need to look the coolest. That's fine. There we go. So again, on start it will randomly activate a helmet just to have some variety. We can turn that thing off, by the way. There we go. Yeah, this we can turn off. We can turn this off as well. Well, not the sheath, but at least the weapon. There we go. And then, where are you? There we go. Yeah, this is cool. I like the whole Templars. They're obviously like the bigger guys. Let's see what they did with prefabs for the other Templars. What were? Oh, of course I picked the same one. Okay, we can add the cloak. Yeah, that's a good idea. Cloak will be optional. This helmet. Ah, okay, that's interesting. Okay, we'll do that helmet as well then. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, my friend. So let's copy over these actions. Let's paste them in. So first one will be the great helmet anyway. Which one is this? Oh, that's the enclosed helmet. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we'll do that, enclosed helmet. Cool. And then the third one, we still need something that that's not that cool. So far I'm going to might just pick that one, nasal helmet 2 again. What's the difference between this? Oh, that one is, yeah. No, I'm going to pick this one actually. At least it'll be different. And then that one will also activate the cloak. Least cool helmet, but at least he'll have the coat, which I think is cool. That's the wrong coat though. There we go, this one. Yeah, nice. Okay, so again, easy way to add some enemy variety when you only have 3 archetypes is just unenable randomize some of the gear they're wearing, and that's it. 3 actions. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Cool. So ignore the weapons and the floating for now, and then on starts they'll all have some random variety. I think it will be a nice touch. Yeah, Okay, so this one is just wearing that helmet. He's wearing that one. And he's wearing this hat, which looks kind of funny. Perfect. Yeah, again, the floating, that's normal. They're nav mesh based. I don't have a nav mesh yet, so I'll add that in a bit so they just will start behaving normally. Cool. Yeah, pretty cool. That's good. I'll just disable this. I'm not going to turn it off. I'll just disable this for now. Perfect. So yeah, when it comes to the archetypes, I want 3 different type of weapons. So we'll need to set that up. I might actually set it up first for the player, because they'll all use varieties of what the player is using anyway. So let me just do it for the player first. So for the player, we do need the shield as well as a pickup, because without the shield, he can't do his full combo. So pick up shield. There we go. Shield. And yeah, I've set up a limitation in the combos. So basically when you go to here, in the combos, if the left hand, which will use a shield, or if you're using dual swords or a big weapon, will cover both. If you're not using a, if you don't have a shield basically, you can't do the third combo, because that literally uses the shield. It literally whacks the shield against the enemy. But you also can't block. So if you don't have a shield, you can't block, which makes a lot of sense, and that way you don't have to you know, mess with animations too much or things like that. You can just put some limits like that. So you ideally always have a shield if you're using a longsword. I'll make sure that the shield also adds quite a lot of defensive value, so that there really is a benefit to using this combo instead of dual blades. But the dual blades will then have different value. Everything needs to have an advantage. But yeah, the sword shield will just be the more defensive setup, and you'll have a lot more defensive value. So, pretty cool. Plus the shield, I'm not literally making the shield break, because the breaking mechanism should be based on the sword. I know it sounds a bit weird, but I'll make it work. I'll make it work somehow. Cool. So we need shields. Just going to search in here shield. There we go. So we've got these types of shields, which is cool, or we got the smaller ones. Kinda like the smaller ones, if I'm being honest. Maybe the other ones make more sense, I don't know. Did realize that Knights Templar had a different shield. Anyway, yeah, no, we'll pick the bigger. Actually, I already have a shield, don't I? Already set that up. Damn, I'm not paying attention. I use a smaller type. Where did I do that? First, melee, no, inventory. Let's create an inventory item at least for the shield. So shield. Did I really parent this to hand left? That's dumb. Should be hand right, and then this is hand left. Regenerates. The IDs, like, it's not like the IDs are visible, so I always keep them to random strings. Basic shield. Yeah, I'm not doing anything fancy with the descriptions. Basic shield, and then that is using that. There should be a shield somewhere, right? Again, I didn't use the absolute best pack for shit. There's not even a shield. Okay, I'll find someone somewhere. Are you joking? How is there no shield? You've got all of these weapons and you don't have a shield. Are you kidding me? Come on. That has to be something. There's literally no shield. Am I blind? We've got the weapons. A lot of weapons. A lot of weapons. We've got all the armor. We just don't have a shield. Like, it makes no sense. Why would you not add a shield if you're doing medieval things? Like, it's weird. Ah. Okay. Spoke too soon. Spoke too much. Yeah, we'll use this one. There we go. Cool. Yeah, sorry about that. I was rambling on so much and it was not necessary. So we're not doing attack. Oh no, it should have a bit of attack, because when you think about it, we're actually using the shield in the combos as well, so it should have some attack value. But then for defense, gonna add like quite a bit to it, because that should be the advantage of this weapon type, weapon class type, like sword and shield. So that's more than even the armor does, which I think makes a lot of sense. So let's make sure we add it here. Add it here. And then we just need to make sure that we're not doing any of this. So here's the tricky part. This is actually going to be a bit tricky in how I'm going to set this up. I'll need to add some conditions here. This needs to go. This needs to go. Damn, I'm not. I haven't really thought about how I'm going to use this. Actually, so far I need to remove pretty damn everything, because it's not a weapon in itself. Let me think. What was the idea here? So weapons. I've got this. Where's melee? Yeah, that's all fine. Damn. How am I going to do this? I'm not sure. Yeah, I have an idea actually. So I am going to keep this. I'm going to keep this. So we're still setting something, of course. So this will be then the light left hand holder. Let me pick one of the shields. Just for testing, I don't really think it matters. Could always randomize that as well, actually. Okay, then left hand holder. And then I'll need to make this conditional. Yeah, so number, compare integer to the variable, global name variable. weapons type is equal to 1. Okay, so weapon type 1, that's for I use for the little icons, that is sword and shield. So we can only equip this if we already have, if we're using that archetype, so sword and shield. If we don't have that, we can't equip it. Makes sense. This needs to be yeah, we need one more for both. So attack is 15. Attack is 15. And then defense is 50. Defense is 50. There we go. I think this kind of makes sense. I think it does. Yeah. I think it makes sense. I think. Hand left, okay. I'm actually surprised because if I always was attaching hand left to the combo, why couldn't I perform the combo? I'll need to play test this real quick. For now, it's the same mesh. I just need to test this real quick first. I think I made a kind of fundamental mistake somewhere in my logic. Okay, so I can't. Oh, I forgot to turn that off. Okay, so I can't. That bugs me actually. I didn't pick up a cloak. It shouldn't be turned on. There we go. Okay, so pick up shield. Damn it. Oh, of course. No. Of course. Yeah, let's turn off that cloak straight away. There we go. Pick up shield is still referencing the actual longsword. There will be a condition here as well. So for testing, I'm just going to skip that. But there will be a condition here as well. Let's remove that. Why is it equipping that? Okay, that's weird. Okay, and then it's not attaching the shields. Why is it not attaching the shields? Let's have a look. So we've got the shield. Okay. Got the sword. Got the shield. So we do have it. Yeah, I made a fundamental mistake here somewhere. Why did I do that? Right hand holder, longsword. Left hand holder, shield. Yeah, that's fine. None. Okay. Combos. Yeah, I'm a bit confused. I'm messing up somewhere. It's really basic. I just don't really get what I'm messing up. I'm not following. I'm not getting it. Okay, so yeah, okay, it does that. So that's wrong. Okay, it makes sense. So we're good now. Yeah, okay, it doesn't do it in play mode. Okay, so yeah, we're good. So we don't have. Okay. Oh, it's always annoying when you skip something when you miss out something that is actually incredibly basic. But okay, so we can't do a 3-hit combo because we don't have the shield. That's all good. Pick this up. Why are you not doing a 3-hit combo? I don't get it. We have left hand equipped, right? I'm so confused. I am incredibly confused. Now I get why they have naming conventions. Okay, so let's have a look real quick. Still don't get why I'm also not displaying the shield. Like, why are you not displaying the shield? You should have the shield in your hand right now. Ah, I think I know why actually. Let me quickly inspect. I actually think I know the reason why it doesn't show the shields. Let's have a look. I think I only have an on enable trigger. I don't think I have a trigger that updates properly. So I think I know the reason why. There we go. Left hand clone. Yeah. There we go. It's only on enable. I need to add an on variable change. And now we have the shield. Yeah. Okay, that's an easy fix. So that we're good there. However, I am really confused why I can't why I can't do the combo now. Because I should be able to now do the third combo. I should also be able to block. Why can't I block? What did I miss there? Trigger right if left hand is equipped. Oh my lord, I am so dumb. I understand now. Okay, I think I solved all of it. Yeah, I think I solved all of it. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. I was starting to get really annoyed here for a moment. So we go to combos. So it's not left hand because you can't literally equip left hand. It's oh, I might make it even worse. Okay, let's give this a quick try. It's hand left, not left hand. Hand left. Oh, okay, might be a different mistake then. And that might be the same for combat. It's hand left. Where's combat? Yeah. Same error. Ooh, that's dumb. Okay, let's give this another try. Oh. And what I need to do as well, let me quickly fix the prefabs for melee. This needs to have a extra trigger, a variable change. Of name left hand holder, because that's what we're doing, right? In the that's what we're doing. Let me double click. I don't want to have to do this again. Yes, we're setting the global variable. Okay, so and then the same stuff. There we go. That's so annoying. I really wish we could just keep local references whenever we copy paste. One day. There we go. Okay, so normally this should solve. I should have solved everything right now. It's annoying when you waste a lot of time on something so basic, like using the wrong reference. Like, come on. Okay, I can't block. I can only do a 2-hit combo. Then that's a shield. I can block and I can do a 3-hit combo. There we go. Okay, and that will need to. Oh yeah, it actually breaks the shield as well. Nice. Over removes the shield as well. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Phew. Okay. I will need to remove it from the inventory though. That's the last step, but yeah, we're all good. Awesome. Damn, I was getting so annoyed. When it's something complex, I don't mind being stuck. When it's something so basic, I really mind being stuck. Because you know you just made a stupid little mistake somewhere. You just don't know what it is. Okay, let's add that shield as well. I actually don't know where they are because I would like to find the folder. Prefabs. There we go. I'm going to randomize this as well, so it looks like a dynamic pickup while it's not. Just need to see how I'm going to do that. Nice. I am just glad that, you know, at least I was able to find what my basic issue was. That's really good. There we go. We can remove this and let's unpack so we don't make any permanent changes. Awesome. So we've got the shield pickup. And yeah, let's try to randomize this as well. It will just be a model, but you know, we have 7 different types. It's Aftermath battle. So many people thought, why not have some randomization in what we pick up? Might not be realistic, but I don't care. It makes it at least a bit more fun. Yeah, I think it would be cool. So I think in this case, for the other shields being here, I think we just need to add all of them. Okay. Unpack. Yeah, they're all in the right place. Let's create a holder. Trigger on enable. The difference with on enable and on start, by the way, is on start will always happen when the scene starts, but pickups like this, you might actually instantiate them. And then you use an on enable instead. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. Run random actions. There we go. So we've got 7 shields, so we need 7 random actions. Perfect. Action. There is absolutely no need for me to randomize models or anything like that, but I just think it's a nice touch, you know, to at least give some variety when you're playing. Again, it's really not necessary. And then actions. I'll be using that one. Set active. So by default they'll all be inactive, so you don't need to do the whole disable everything and enable everything. So by default I'll just disable them all. There we go. And then the only tricky part will be making sure that that's also the one we're picking up. I haven't even thought about how I'm going to approach that yet. I know it should be quite easy. So that's why I'm just doing it. Maybe I should have thought about how to do it first. But should be a simple step. I don't imagine this being difficult. And if it is, well, I was wrong. It's that simple. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think I also know. Yeah, I know how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to keep it clean and simple. Just use a global variable, set that, and we're done. 6 and 7. So global variables, where are they? So we've got one related to inventory. Let's do a shield pickup. And then values. No references. There we go. So we'll need to add that in the actions. Game object. Set game object. There we go. And yeah, make sure to set the actual prefab, not the local instance. So shield pickup, and then where are they? Shield 1. There we go. And then yeah, we'll take the same approach, and then it's shield 2, shield 3, four, and 5, and 6 and 7. Cool. So quite a simple setup actually. It's much easier than I thought it was going to be. And it turns out to be the case with a lot of things. In your head you're overcomplicating things, and it turns out not to be that hard. So what we're going to do so we're setting it the moment we pick it up. So the moment we pick up, we're setting which, well, not even what we're picking up. Ooh, yeah, okay, I made a mistake already. Yeah, I'm not so smart. Never mind. I oversimplify things. That can do it. Shit. Yeah, that won't work obviously because it's a global one. That's annoying. Yeah, I'm not. It's harder than I thought it would be. Because now it will all just run at the same time, so that's not going to work. So what can we do? I'll add a local. I'll do it locally then. So I'll do first. So I'll add the local one. Don't like using local ones though, because we always have this issue. Yeah, we always have this issue. That's actually does it matter though? I don't know if it will matter. We'll try it out. I'll just duplicate it a couple of times. Let's see if it's actually relevant that you have this ID issue. I don't know. We'll have to try it out. temp holder. Okay, let's try it like this. So we're doing logo. Yeah. See, I was being cocky. Turned out to be much harder than I thought it was going to be. Not that smart. Okay, there we go. So what we're going to do is then at the point of picking it up, we're going to grab what is stored in the local name variable and then store that in the global variable at the moment we pick it up. So it will work. It's just one step extra I did not think of. There we go. So yeah, it's just an extra step. Should have thought of that. Cool, there we go. So it will place it here in temp. There we go, and then when we pick it up, it's going to, we don't need this, so we can just replace that one action. Set game object. Yeah, we don't need this one. So set game object, global name variable, inventory, and then shield pickup from our local name variable. There we go. Yeah, that should work. Let's try that out. Well, we can't try it out without making sure the inventory item reflects this as well, of course. So weapons, shield, and then this one is simply going to be from a global variable, and then shield pickup. So let's see if they actually match. That will be interesting, because that would be cool. It's quite an easy way to do randomization. You could actually do this with gear you pick up, weapons as well. Okay, so we've got this one. Okay, well, that's pretty easy to pick up. So it's yellowish with red stripe. Okay, so let's pick up our sword. And yeah, okay, it works. Nice. So, okay, that's cool. Wasn't actually that hard. Just a tiny bit harder than I originally envisioned. So I was being a bit cocky. There we go. Nice. So yeah, got this all working. So we've got the shield. So yeah, this is pretty much done. This weapon class, we can add more combos and stuff later. None of that is necessary for the core mechanics. Yeah, so what I'll do next, it's really simple. So I'm going to duplicate this weapon class, and that's I'll replace it by using 2 blades, so dual blades, which you can just use to block because it will also cover the left hand, and then I'll do a big weapon type as well. So yeah, that's next, and then once I've set that up for the player, I can use it for the enemies and set up my combat. Nice, cool. It's lunchtime here in the UK, so I'm going to have a bit of lunch. It's been again, it's been a 2-hour stream already, so it's I need a small break anyway. So really appreciate everyone tuning in. After lunch, I'll be back to set up enemy combat and things like that. So Thanks for watching, everyone.